Hey, what's up guys, Rockskull here, and since the Aberration Remaster just came out in ASA, I'm going to be showing you what I consider one of the most important progression steps to the map, which is getting your first Rockdrake egg. We'll be going over the materials you need before the journey itself, hatching and raising the Rockdrake, and how to get Rockdrakes after. Timestamps are on the video timeline if you just want a specific part, but otherwise let's begin. First things first, you need to get your character to level 40. This is because at this level on Aberration, you unlock the gas collector. To craft it, you need to put 75 metal ingots, 60 cement paste, 40 crystal, and 20 red gems into a smithy. The one part of this crafting recipe I want to point out real quick is the red gems, mainly because it's unique to the map. In early game, the only ways to get it are by waiting for an earthquake in the blue zone, or waiting for roll rats to dig them up. The roll rat method is preferred to me since it's a lot more likely to give you more. Basically, wild roll rats will randomly dig into the ground while roaming, and once they come up, they'll bring up a bunch of random gems with them. There's a small chance of red gems to come out, and you can of course steal these. Just know when you do, the rat will not like this one bit, so be prepared to fight it or run away. Once you have crafted the gas collector, you need to find a gas vein. These are little bits in the ground that you will see pink gas spew out of. They are spread all around the map and are at these locations shown here. You can place your gas collector over one of these, and it will slowly build up gas balls over time you can collect from its inventory. You're going to need a lot of these, which is why I had you do this step first. While that thing is going, I think your next step is to start getting your dino ready that you want to take on the Rockdrake journey. You need something resistant to the radiation, and is an overall strong dino. The ones I personally recommend are the Aberrant Megalosaurus or Aberrant Spino. Do not underestimate the things you will fight on this journey, including the Rockdrakes themselves. I personally recommend going all out and getting an imprinted version of the dino you want to take. Once you got your dino all set up, you can now focus on getting the radiation suit. This armor set is unlocked at level 68, and I recommend crafting 2 full sets for this journey. This is because the radiation in the molten element zone, where Rockdrakes spawn, eats away at the armor's durability. To craft 2 sets, you'll need 250 of those gas balls, 332 crystal, 144 polymer, 166 blue gems, 470 fiber, and 310 hide. Again, a link in the description will be to the resource map for some of this stuff. But for this video, I want to talk about the polymer here in particular. This is actually super easy to get on Aberration if you didn't know, as all you need to do is murder and harvest the local Carcanos population. They drop a crap ton of organic polymer that you can use for almost any recipes that require polymer. Once you craft these, you're pretty much ready to go. Just the last 2 important things I recommend for you to craft is 2 to 4 climbing picks and a gliding suit. The climbing picks are an early game item crafted in the smithy at level 34. To craft one of these, all you need is 4 green gems, 2 fungal wood, 10 fiber, and 8 metal ingots. The reason I recommend you bring 2 to 4 is because these things break super quickly. It's better to have extra just in case. The glider suit is learned at level 64 and is crafted with 25 blue gems, 60 hide, 60 metal ingots, and 100 fiber. This is just a skin you can put on your hazard chest piece. Now all you need to do is make sure you bring a ton of water, food, and a couple of ranged weapons for your character and you're ready to go. Let us start our Rockdrake journey. The first thing I recommend you do is to set a marker on your map at these coordinates. This will be where what many consider the actual start of the Rockdrake journey begins. Still, I wanted to show you all where I started in the green zone, as I know actually getting to that path can be a bit confusing. You don't have to start where I am if your base is in a different spot, but you can if you wish. Anyway, when going through the blue zone here, you don't have to follow my exact path, but I would just recommend staying low to the ground. Going up on those fairly high bridges often leads to dead ends from what I found. Also, if you're completely on the ground like I am here, be really careful going through the water. There are things like eels and jellyfish that can stun you and knock you off your tame. I'm using a Spino, so I'm not too worried about it, but just thought I would mention it. Now we hit our first checkpoint here where these waterfalls are. And once you go up this ramp on the right, you'll be at the crystalline lakes. You'll know it's the area because of the big crystals on the ceiling. Once you get across these, you'll finally reach what many consider the starting path of the first Rockdrake egg journey. Now all you have to do is follow these very convenient big glowing tech rings that will lead you straight to the Rockdrake zone. Most things actually won't attack you if you're using something like a Spino. The main threat that constantly will are actually the Seekers. These guys will constantly go after you as long as your charge light is on, and get some big resistance while in it. You can either keep hitting them until they die while your charge light is on, or you can risk turning it off to do normal damage to them. Just know that Nameless might start attacking you if you do. You'll run into this green glowing thing on the bridge here, and you can actually utilize this to recharge your light pet if needed in case you didn't know. This is because it actually emits charge light itself, so you can just chill. I have a big fight here with a bunch of Seekers, as you can see, and this is definitely a scenario where I would recommend turning your light off just to clear them out. As we get a bit further down here, you can see that those convenient little tech rings that show the way unfortunately stop. This is not a big deal though, as this path pretty much goes straight down to the trench with not many altering paths at this point. Something I'd highly recommend is to keep any normal raw meat you get from killing things on this journey, as you can use this to heal your dino on the way down, as you see me constantly do here. As soon as we get past this big waterfall and go down a bit, we start to run into rock drakes. Then on this turn you can tell you're in the rock drake zone as everything is light blue. I'd recommend killing any rock drakes you find on the path as you go, so you don't have to deal with as many on the way out. As you can tell, these guys can get extremely tanky. This is why I recommended bringing a stronger dino for this. Still, even then, my Spino doesn't have great stats, but he gets the job done. Make sure you turn right at the split here to the pinkish purple area, and this is where you finally reach the nest. You can pick whatever you like, but I'd recommend going for the furthest to the ground first to get to your dino quicker. Once you make your way up with the climbing picks or some other method, be ready to quickly grab the egg and glide down to your dino. Any rock drakes in the area will come bolting your way, so be ready for a big fight or a fast getaway. I got pretty lucky here with only one rock drake coming to fight, and another who was just really scared of me. It could be cleared because I cleared out the path and immediate area on my way to the egg earlier. Once it seems clear, you're free to attempt to grab the other eggs on the cliff if your dino has the weight and want a chance at a better level, but you don't really need it. Still be very vigilant of drakes while grabbing these, as more could spawn and aggro to you even if it seems clear. Anyway, I got lucky with a super good egg on this third one I found, so I was more than happy to leave now and have a good meal of one of the crap eggs. Now all that's left to do is clear out any rock drakes that may be on the path on the way out, and go back the exact way you came. Something else very important to do that I recommend on your way out is to grab 85 red gems from any mineable red crystals nearby. These are for the rock drake saddle. In doing this, you don't have to make the big journey back to get them. Also, something else I do here is replace my hazard armor because it was extremely low. Don't forget to check this frequently later on in your journey. Another thing I forgot to mention you can use to heal are these little plant things. These actually give you bonus healing as well as charge light, so you can recharge and heal your dinos near these if need be. When you are finally at the top end of this path where the tech rings end, you can just follow a marker that goes back to your base. Or you can just follow the path I take here that goes straight to the green zone. And here we are, finally back in the green zone with our rock drake eggs. Starting out for hatching and raising, you're going to first make sure you have a decent amount of nameless venom. Baby drakes will only eat this, and often actually require imprints using it. You get it by of course farming nameless in the blue zone with your light pad off, and some will randomly drop it straight to your inventory or in bags. Note that it has a spoil timer, but you can make it last a bit longer by storing it in a preserving bin. Once that is done, now you need enough cooling to actually hatch your rock drake egg. These are pretty much the opposite of wyvern eggs, as they like it really cold, so you're going to need a lot of air conditioners. For my testing, I was able to hatch mine with about 12. This is a lot of metal, so if you don't feel like farming it, another method you can try are dimetrodons. These guys are pretty much portable air conditioners, and if you level melee a bunch in a group of them, you can get a similar effect. Once the egg is hatched, you can finally claim your own little rock drake baby. As mentioned, these guys will only eat nameless venom, so make sure you have enough to feed this dude. My rates are pretty high here, so I don't have to worry about it as much, but I know you official dudes probably do. Also, as mentioned, my first imprint required nameless venom, so again remember to have a lot of this stuff. Once fully grown, they no longer require nameless venom, so you can just put some raw meat in their inventory to make sure they are fed. And congratulations, you have your very own rock drake. Just craft up the saddle with the red gems I had you grab earlier, and you are ready to glide. Now most likely you're going to have to try and get a better rock drake, but lucky for you, rock drakes themselves are actually masters at stealing their own eggs. All you have to do is go to this big hole in the ground marked here, and gliding down it goes straight to the rock drake area. With your drake, you can actually go in these trenches and steal the eggs pretty easily. I fought them off here a bit with mine since I got a decent one, but you may just have to do the grab and go method if your drake is bad. Luckily it's real easy to escape the AI rock drakes, as they are not as pro as you as gliding and climbing. And yeah, the better your rock drake gets, the easier stealing these eggs becomes, so keep on farming. Anyway, that's going to do it for this big old guide on rock drake egg collection. You can let me know your thoughts, and if I missed anything in the comments. Thank you all for the support as always, and I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.
Rock skull. All you wants to do is stream all night. Lobby full, rock skull. Never gonna play with me, but it's alright.